Hey guys, welcome back to Community Cares. I'm Dave. I'm the executive director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And this is...
I'm Chaplain Chaz Blackburn, and I have the honor of being on the board of directors. And we have a super awesome, interesting guest today. I'm really excited to actually learn about the history of your organization and kind of how it started. And so I'll let you introduce yourself.
I'm Donald Griffin, co-founder and director of Black Wall Street Reno.
Awesome.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for being here. For those of you listening, this is your first time, or you're, you just found it scrolling through on Facebook, or a friend shared it with you. Community Cares is a locals podcast here in Reno Sparks area, where we just share interesting things that are happening in the community, and then we highlight a community resource. And that can be all sorts of things. We've had CHA, Catholic Charities, and then Our Town Reno. All sorts of different people have been on this show, and so please look at the backlog. This is episode 21, so we're...
Woohoo!
Oh no, this isn't 21.
Is it?
No, this 22. Will be 23. This will be 23. Yeah, sorry, we're pre-recording. If you didn't catch on to that yet, so if you're jumping in the chat, the last few episodes have been pre-recorded. Our next live one will actually be next week. So please jump on to next week. So today is the 15th, which is MLK Day. So happy MLK Day. Is there events going on? Are there parades or anything?
There is a dinner that NEPGIS throws every year. So yes.
Very cool.
I also saw the Interfaith Association does a service where all the different faiths come together to celebrate and honor that day. And then also, are they doing the... No, they're not. So yeah.
So we're hoping you're, relaxing, remembering, being with family, talking about who MLK is and what he's done for the community, for the larger community, for the world, really. So pretty cool stuff for sure. But we're going to highlight some events because that's how we always start the show. And we're going to start with, dates are out of order, so forgive me on that. But I did want to highlight this one first. Circle of Life Caregiver Support Group on January 30th. As you guys know, if you watch the show or listen, we are partners with Circle of Life, good friends of ours, good people.
Thanks.
And... So that's something that's coming up pretty soon, a couple weeks. So definitely mark it on your calendars. It's from 3:30 to 5:30, 294 Moana Lane. That's the Anthem Resource Center.
So the Anthem Community Center, shout out to them for always being willing to partner with us and all of our organizations. We really created this because we saw a huge need. There are no caregiver support groups here in Northern Nevada. There is one for Alzheimer's Association, but that's for individuals taking care of those who are suffering from different forms of dementia. But this is for any caregiver. We know that there's a lot of strain in taking care of a loved one or being a facility caregiver, because a lot of times you become family with those that you're taking care of. And so this is a safe place to just be able to share things that we're dealing with and to, share our stories, because there's so much power in that.
That's great. Yeah, no, for those who may not know, as far as caregivers, since it's COL, I'm assuming it's a caregiver, or is it like a family member necessarily, or what is it?
Really the definition of caregiver could be, you could be a nurse, you could be a chaplain, anybody on the discipline taking care of you on hospice, in the hospital, or in a nursing home, assisted living, but also, spouses who are taking care of their significant others, or parents taking care of their children, or children taking care of their parents or grandparents. So really a caregiver could be anybody who's caring for a patient or a loved one.
Yeah, so what my question to you then is, what kind of support will there be? It'll just be a conversation? That's my phone. It's totally my fault.
No, it's all good. So support groups typically are like peer support, right? So it's a confidential, safe setting where you can just talk about the trials that you're facing and, be able to share best practices of what you've learned works for you. And it's kind of like our grief support groups, where we go around and we just talk about the challenges that we're facing, who we're taking care of, and just being able to, vent and be able to express ourselves in a safe place with people who are trained for support.
How did that happen? Did you do that? I didn't do that. That was weird. Did you see that?
Hey!
I'm not doing it. I think it's looking at your thumb. I swear I'm not doing anything. Like these like animations and stuff. Why don't you do the heart one? Show
Well,
Donald.
the heart one is for the end.
I know, but do it again.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
signature.
OBS software stuff.
Well, AI doesn't like you guys having support if you're a caregiver, apparently. See, I don't like
That
AI.
was weird, man. I mean, my thumb's not down. What? Whoa, that's weird.
Whoa,
So for the
Dave.
listeners, they're very confused right now. They're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
But we're if you look on Facebook, YouTube, and the other places where you watch Community Cares, there's little animations and stuff that come up if you do certain things. But we're all over the place. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify, and you can find it. You just type in Community Cares, and we pop up.
Shout out to the sheriff's office who just shared our post to their 59,000 followers with Jim Hunter, who's a chaplain with the sheriff's office. And we've had, like you said, Our Town Reno, Black Wall Street. I mean, just a plethora of different resources in our community, which is so important just to show unity and to educate people what's out there, you know?
And that's the whole idea behind the podcast is conversations. Like we don't have enough conversations in the community. I've said this a million times.
Or healthy ones, right?
Yeah.
There's conversations happening, though.
But it's okay to disagree. It's okay to have conversations. It's okay to be able to get to the point where we can support, the community together, where we can be united, right? So Chaz and I, when we were talking almost a year ago now, I think it was about a year ago, we were filming for a promo we were doing for an event, and we just had that conversation of we care about the community, and if we just had real conversations, we can make a huge impact. Christopher Dare, which is a mutual friend, actually how we met, but anyways, he said on the show that we have all the resources in the community to really solve a lot of the issues that we have.
Mostly, yeah.
Not everything,
but close.
But close.
If we work together.
We have foundations, we have nonprofits, but the issue really is that we're not necessarily wanting to work together, or we forget to work together, right?
Which you're aware of, and you, I saw that. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys got a new building with Casa.
So we're working on that building with through La Casa Latina.
Awesome.
And we're looking at it like as a food pantry from Black Wall Street.
That's cool.
Diaper bank.
That's
and
awesome.
Resources for the Black and Brown community.
Yeah.
We do have those resources. And I like the conversation of being able to disagree healthy and still get the problem solved. And I feel like a lot of our hands are tied behind not being able to speak the truth.
Yeah,
True.
You
absolutely.
know, and when you do speak what you believe to be your truth, you get a lot of backlash. But through La Casa Latina has stuck in there with us, and we're moving forward to do great things for the community.
And I love that you guys are coming together. I mean, we really are stronger united in that sense. And I think of nonprofits, everybody's scared, like if you work together, you're going to get less funding or get those less grants, you know?
That's how it seems.
Seems like it, yeah. Which I think is really not true. I think people are willing to give more when they see that collaboration, you know?
And they do. And, I mean, you have two black men competing in a predominantly older white environment of the nonprofit. So it's like, and we don't have any rules. We go in there, we see what needs to be done, and we do it. We provided over 5,000 after-school sack lunches. We developed a peer support groups setting where we took the high school students and placed them into the elementaries and junior high to address the bullying and suicide prevention and all those ideations that kids suffer with today.
Sure.
Which is really important because for those who don't know, but we've had 9 teen suicides in the last 3 months, which is more than most years in the last 3 years. And it is a problem, and we have to be able to work together, get resources like peer support in the schools. Bullying is a huge factor, and so we got to make some changes because it's not working. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank
it's
you.
Important work.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna get us back on track, Chaz.
Oh, we're speaking truth.
We're
Dave, don't
still-
get uncomfortable. I did
We're
want to
still on the event.
I want to
Chaz.
add one thing before we move on.
Okay,
If you aren't able to make the January 30th caregiver support group and you're interested, we are doing them quarterly for the rest of the year.
Ooh.
But there is limited space. I think it holds about 30 people, so it's free. It costs nothing to the community. Go to our colhospice.com, and you can click the ticket link under events and get your free ticket to reserve your spot.
And for the listeners that jump in and out, because we have listeners that jump in and out, that is on January 30th, 3:30 to 5:30 on 294 Moana Lane. That's the Anthem Community Center, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. And then the second event we want to highlight is January 20th. I told you guys it was out of date a little bit. I apologize. But the next one is January 20th, and that's Story Time at Paint, Nevada. Join us at Story Time at Paint, Nevada. This is a free event, but if you'd like to paint also, crafts are available for purchase starting at just $5. That's at 3623 Kings Row in Reno, which it's a cool little local spot there, and they do like a story time thing where
Never
you can
been
paint.
there.
So
Wow.
definitely check it out. Local, support local as much as possible. Let's come around these local businesses. There's some that are doing well and some that are just not known.
Yeah.
So let's spread awareness. But always we're trying to highlight events, guys, for you, the listener, the viewer, to be out in the community and not just be at home. I mean, we're glad you're listening to this, probably at home or in the car or wherever else, but to really be involved because there's so many things.
Connection's so important for all of us.
And you would know Chaplain Chaz over here,
Yeah.
Mr. Chaz Chaplain.
Well, it's just important. And we talk about suicide or mental health connection and just feeling like we have people that we can talk to. So
Yeah, I agree.
you be smirking over
I
there.
didn't smirk. I'm fine. I'm being nice. I'm being nice.
I'm digging the mustache today.
Yeah,
A little
I did
different?
it. I'm a little bit.
All right.
A little bit there. And then the third event we want to highlight is the third Thursday at the Generator on January 18th. So this is a bigger event than they've done in the past. We highlighted the third Thursday last month that they had. That was a more Christmas themed one with food trucks and stuff. But this is the big building off Audi Boulevard where Jeremy Renner did the whole show on Disney Plus and all that off Audi over there. And so it's a big arts creative space. Very cool. A lot of local crafts. So I'd highly encourage you guys to go. They're doing all sorts of raffles and stuff if you wanted to become a member or you wanted to sell wares or anything like that. So pretty cool space. Very creative. That's the same place we highlighted their event in October. They were doing a Halloween mini golf that was created by the artists.
You saying that, yeah.
I was like, oh, that'd been so cool. That's a fun event. And I love this creativity in this area, and it's growing more and
it
more.
is.
That's off Sutro, right? Is that Sutro?
The Generator?
Yeah.
Audi.
Audi, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Audi.
Yeah, I've never actually been there, but I've heard great things from you and other people, and that would be a fun place to do a fundraiser.
That'd be a lot of fun. Pretty cool place, really cool people. Nika, my wife, and I, we have a lot of friends who have a lot of art exhibits and stuff there. So definitely something to check out. Great people, a lot of fun, and it's very, very local. For a lot of these vendors for this third Thursday, I don't even charge the vendors to be there.
Awesome.
So cool, fun thing to do in the community. And the reason we highlight these events is like what we said earlier. It's so important to be in the community. It's so important to be out where other people are.
Yeah.
It's easy to be shy. It's easy to be in my own little corner. I'm not going to talk to anyone, but we really are better together. We're better in that community.
Yeah. And, I'll give our cheesy tagline that's so true, though. And it really reflects our guest that's going to talk about his resource. But be the change that you want to see in the world. Talk is cheap, but to actually walk your talk and have that action to turn pain into purpose is so important. I know it has been for my life. So with that, I'd like to, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you're representing and the organization that you helped start and what you guys do and what you guys are all about.
All right. Thank you. I represent Black Wall Street. We're coming up on our 4th year. I struggled with addiction for over 23 years. So once I'm coming up on 7 years of clean and sober.
Congrats.
And I started to notice that there was a high population of homeless youth and addiction. So I started to address that. I ran across Romar Tolliver, and we did a couple of think tanks together. Romar is the co-founder and president of Black Wall Street. He called me up one day and said, I have a building that I'm about to rent out. That was God telling me to go over there and work with this young man. This was during the George Floyd assassination. And we didn't want to march in the street. We know our life is worth it. But we have to prove that to ourselves and to the young men and women that are looking up to us. So we just started a food pantry. And then it turned into a diaper bank. And then we started seeing when we started going to the schools for career day, I had a young lady ask me in the 4th grade, and it broke my heart. She said, "When is your suicide prevention classes?" And I'm wondering, what is a young kid thinking about suicide for?
Wow.
And so it's like, let's form a group of peers. So we came up with the peer support specialist that goes inside. We took the high school students and placed them into junior highs and elementaries. And the feedback was magnificent. You don't have an old man say, "Hey, do right, say no to drugs." You have somebody that looks like you, speak like you, talk like you, that can relate to whatever situation you're going through.
Yeah.
So that's what Black Wall Street is. We also host financial classes. If you're have something on your heart, we'll rent out our conference room and let you come in there, teach the community. We do Stop the Bleed classes where a firefighter, she comes in there to show you how to tie tourniquets. We do all recovery classes. You name it, we pretty much do it.
Amazing. And you guys did something I heard Santa came too.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So we had what was called the Black Santa. We gave out over 2,000 toys in 3 days. We dropped some off at the schools. We did 2 events at our establishment at Black Wall Street at the Rise Academy building, located at 1301 Cordone Avenue. And then we also did the Roller Kingdom. So we do a little bit of...
That's awesome. My daughter goes to Vaughn, and I drove by that day, or was it over 2 days?
It was 2 days.
It was 2 days. But I one of the days, whoa, we got balloons.
I have no clue.
Well, I got the thumbs down. You got balloons. What the heck? No, but
I don't know. There's got to be a way to turn that off.
I kind of like it.
Okay.
Leaves
All right.
it interesting,
Yeah, the listeners are all like, "What's going on? Why do they keep saying balloons and thumbs downs and stuff?"
Yeah, but when I drove by, the line was around the corner, and you could see that the people waiting in line were just encouraged. It was light in the darkness, and sometimes those acts of kindness make a huge difference.
It does, and then you really get that one-on-one. You get a lot of emails and people telling you their life stories, and it's a lot of people who have sad stories, and you got to be compassionate about that. It's easy to overlook people, especially when you're in a different position of being able to help. So they're kind of leaning on you, their family leaning on you. As well as the kids are being out for the vacation, we are picking each hotel or apartment complex, and we're taking donations of food and
that's awesome.
Just to make sure that the kids are eating during vacation.
That's awesome.
Powerful.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids who don't have lunches, and period. And I know, and that's heavy on my heart, especially with Nika. When Nika and I talk about this kind of stuff, my wife, she helps run a private school called Faith Academy, and they have lower income students, and there are students that literally don't have lunch some days. So they sponsor most of those private school students. Almost everyone's sponsored. And so they sometimes Nika will go and buy them a lunch or bring them a lunch or other things. And so it's crazy to me that we are in these situations, especially in public school environments and other places where kids go hungry. Like, that's a basic need. Like, a child needs to be able to eat.
And it's not just the lunch, like you were saying. It's them telling you their stories. It's a socialization. We call it hope and dignity. People come in for clothes. It's not just about the clothes. It's about that interaction and being able to have someone listen and just smile at you. I mean, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, we say that a lot here. Clothes is just the avenue. We could use any avenue to be able to support people and to give them that hope and dignity after. You could use any avenue.
Yes.
You could use clothes. I've seen you use clothes,
yes.
toys, whatever it is, just to support people, just to help them, meet them where they are, because that's what really matters.
Yes.
For us, 60% of our clients are those that are unhoused individuals, right? And the other 40% are lower income families that just need support. So we feel we're in a very similar place, just helping and trying to meet people where they're at. So
Then you have a boxing match coming up, yeah?
I do. I'm with.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So watch what you say to him, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
So we like to sponsor youth. They call me the dream maker. If a youth come in and say, hey, you know what, I would like to intern at the police department. I like to take the youth to our to chief police department meetings. That way they can see and get a feel of what's going on in their community.
Yeah.
So we started sponsoring kids with boxing with Redirect. And the kids said, well, why don't you start coming? So I started coming. And then Coach Marcel said, you know what, you coming to Vegas with us.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and you're gonna box?
I'm going to box. It's
Wow.
it's the Masters. It's 35 and up. I'm 43, and I've been training. And
That's awesome, man.
I got like another 7 pounds to lose. I want to get to be around like 160, walk around at 160.
Ooh,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
160. That'd be nice to be at 160.
I know. I'm drinking my
man.
juice. Pretty much doing intermittent-
Watermelon
Yeah,
juice.
watermelon
That's awesome.
juice. Yeah. And we also do the Narcan boxes. We have over 14 locations. We work with Darcy from Wake Up, Nevada.
Yeah.
Shout out. Yeah.
Yes. And we planted the seed, and she's doing a wonderful job of watering it. We're going to start going to city council meetings asking for help. Like, we're losing too many of these young people
Yes.
out here.
Yeah.
And there's not any support that's really coming in. From UNR, they keep us supplied with the Narcan, but just city officials, I think they need to step in a little bit more, start being a little bit more lenient where we can put these boxes and kind of help with some funding.
So really, what you are like, because you've explained, we've talked before in the past.
Yes.
You've explained to me a little bit what you guys do and that kind of stuff. This helps me so much, having this longer form conversation to really kind of dive in with some of the stories and stuff. So thank you for being here.
Thank
I
you.
really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah.
But it's a very fluid organization, and you really are trying to meet people with where they are. Right? I mean, that's huge. That's really big.
I think everybody should carry Narcan. I do. It really is something. To me, that's besides suicide. That's the second epidemic. It's really plaguing our streets. And you know, I have a friend who works at the CARES campus, and those young kids that are 18 or 19 that work there. They are seeing horrific things. They're giving CPR and utilizing Narcan 2 to 3 times a week. And so and it's not just there. It's everywhere. It's in our schools. It's you know, like you said, down at city council, in downtown area. It's everywhere. So if you don't think it's going to affect you, it could. Absolutely.
Yes, I think that will wakes people up when it do hits, because I don't care about cancer until I get it.
Yeah.
Per se, you get what I'm saying? Like, because it
Yeah.
doesn't affect me, but there's somebody's daughter, somebody's son that's out there, and so we do. Every Friday, whatever's left over in our food pantry, we go to the unsheltered population and we pass that out.
That's cool.
Awesome.
You know, or we go to the motels where the kids are located, and we just make sure that nothing goes to waste. That whatever
Yeah.
we have, we pick up 4 times a month at Walmart, and then 4 times a month with Food for Max, chicken, you name it, we give it back. We like Robin Hood of the community. Whatever we
I like
get,
that.
we give it back.
Whoa. Robin Hood was a little different, man.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was stealing.
He was stealing.
You're not stealing.
No,
it.
we getting the donations, and we
Yeah.
post a lot because we want the people to know that whatever you give us, this is where it's going to.
I think that's so cool. That is so cool. And you guys are really good on social media. I follow you guys. I watch what you guys are doing, and so I mean, you guys are doing some cool stuff.
Thank
And it's so interesting. Like when we originally asked, like, what specifically is Black Wall Street? It's really hard to describe until you get the stories.
Yes.
Those stories really do tell us.
It's
the
almost like a
listener.
lifestyle, you know. It's a
It is.
concept. It's not a specific thing. It's an attitude and a lifestyle.
And it's a void.
Yeah.
You're filling a void.
Yes.
I mean, to give people opportunity, like you said, that kid that with the police chief stuff, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I feel that we need to integrate our police department.
Yeah.
We can always sit back and want to march or complain about what's going on, but taking our kids to the police department, I noticed that the young African Americans don't want to go. So that's the stigma that I mean by trying to break.
Yeah, break the stigmas.
You know, so either you're going to be in the uniform or you're going to be getting placed in jail by the uniform. And that's what I mean by breaking the stigma. Integrate. The black and brown young man can become police officers, judges, and lawyers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think bringing them to the police department too could also be life-changing for those officers and help break the stigma in their minds as well. In the sense of just, that collaboration and that community policing, that is really important. And that's something I've noticed. I think Chief Nance is trying to change, is more of a community policing approach where they are involved in the community and because these are our neighbors and we got to all work together and they have a tough job. But again, we got to break the stigmas on both sides.
They threw a block party for Innovation High School. They came out there. Hunter is awesome. Robinson is awesome. They brought the, I'm about to say NBA team. They brought the Nevada basketball team down there, and it was beautiful. And that's how you break that stigma. You let them know that it's not just a uniform. I'm a person, and I love working with the RPD.
Yeah. Absolutely, we're all human beings.
Yes,
and that's I think that's huge. I know. I mean, even on the show. So in my role at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, we about a year ago, over a year ago now, 18 months. I don't know, something like that. It's been a while. We were so close to closing, and it's because we weren't having conversations with people in the community. So one of my first things that I started doing was I didn't care who it was. I'm going to call them, and I'm going to tell them what we do. I'm going to call them. I'm going to tell them what we do. And it's just having those conversations that broke down those stigmas for me as a person. Like, I don't know if I can talk to city council members. I don't know if I can talk to the people in my community. And I have no clue how to silence my phone. It keeps going off. I did the silence button, and it keeps going. So I think it's because it's connected to my computer, too. Anyways, there were, like, stigmas that I had that even... And I mean, I've had jobs for years. I've been in the community for years. So what I'm saying is like, us as a community... If we just work on breaking down those stigmas and just really working together well and stop being in our own corner and just serving our own little community and that's it, and we're in our own little circles, it's really easy to be in those circles. It's really easy. But what you're doing is getting out of those circles and breaking those stigmas that are probably way bigger than what I had. So,
literally meeting people where they're at. You're literally driving to apartment complexes. I love that.
That is huge.
That is huge. Yeah.
And we're trying to work on similar things. We're doing micro closet expansion project where we're growing as Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. We're going to be partnering with several people in the community.
Nice.
And it's smaller versions throughout, and let this be more of the warehouse piece, and then support those smaller closets so we're able to meet people where they are. So I love the model. I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it a lot.
Love it. It's only two of us, so we would love for more people to get more involved, but they can reach us at blackwallstreet.org.
Okay.
We're located at 1301 Cordone Avenue, LL lower level 40.
And can they donate online too?
They can donate online as well.
Awesome. You guys are 501c3?
We are.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Also,
I finally silenced my phone. I figured it out.
Right when we're about to end.
Oh, no. I guess I didn't.
Oh,
so we're going on a trip, and so my phone's going crazy. Jeez,
so I did want to say too, even if you can't donate to Black Wall Street or Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, because we know people are going through hard times, just sharing our posts, sharing our social media, and getting the word out is just as important. So please, be able to share these posts, this podcast, and just get involved with awareness, because half the battle is getting the word out.
It really is, and I mean that was one of our struggles here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, because no one knew what we were doing. How many people came in here, and I mean, including yourself, including myself, right? Came in here and said, "Oh, this is a thrift store, right?" It's not a thrift store. We give it away for free. All of this is free.
Yes,
but the idea is, is this a thrift store? And that's not our idea. That's the idea, or the assumption rather, that you have when you come in here. And it's totally free for the community. We give away over $70,000 worth of clothing every single month. And our budget's very low for that kind of output. So we love partnering with organizations that have that similar mindset, or even just bringing organizations on to share with that similar mindset. So thank you for being here. I appreciate that.
I did want to give a shout out to Mayor Lawson for coming in yesterday for your guys' meeting, and he was on vacation.
It wasn't yesterday. It was a couple weeks ago now.
Oh yeah, that's right, a couple weeks ago. But I do appreciate that he was on vacation. He still came and met with you a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I think all levels of society see the importance for these projects, and that it's becoming more and more relevant, unfortunately, with inflation and the times that we're in. So thank you for coming on board. And
I know that you're going to get a lot of feedback from this, from a personal post, and hopefully in the future, I would like to come on one of your live shows and kind of get that dark cloud off of Black Wall Street.
That'd be fun.
Answer some questions,
Absolutely.
as long as it can be a healthy environment.
Are you inviting yourself?
I guess you could say that.
You're always welcome back.
I don't think that's how it works.
That's not how it works. Okay.
We would love to have you back and
All right.
do a
All right.
live show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Love to have that. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
We really
you.
appreciate
By
it.
the way, that's not why we didn't do a live show. Just
No, I know. It probably would have been
the
off
holidays.
Yeah.
He's going on vacation and
Nice.
leaving us
Yeah, we're
working people to.
I know. I'm
suffer.
going to Disneyland. Terrible.
Nice.
Terrible. I'll be suffering with Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
Every time, so in my family's tradition, whenever someone turns 5 in our family, extended family stuff, we all do like a big family reunion at Disneyland. So
Nice.
the whole park is filled with McLaughlins. It's pretty bad.
scary.
It's like, oh, Uncle Frank, what's up? It's fun.
That's awesome.
So anyways, if you want to find out more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, please visit getclothes.org. And if you want to donate, just visit the website and hit the donate button. That's a great way to help support our cause. We are still running our 600 at 20 program. We're asking 600 people to donate $20 a month. And beyond that, thank you for your year-end gifts and making Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet successful. There were times where I was looking at what was coming in, the accounts, the board. All of us were like, we're not going to make it. We're going to have to shut down. And because of the community support, we are still open today and thriving and helping all of these people, 700 people a month, come through our doors. To get clothing that they need to succeed in work, life, and everywhere else. So, so thank you guys for partnering with us. We appreciate it. And we help 700 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. We'll see you next week, guys.